Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So I was searching the internet today and came across probably the worst 911 call I've ever heard in my entire life. It is from 2016, but I promise you it does not disappoint. It is whoa. So let's get to it.
Hey, 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 hey. Ooh. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh. Hey, 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 hey. Wake up, every day feels boring. The same thing, routine in the morning. Grew up too fast without warning. And when it rains, it's pouring. I got dreams, big dreams. I wanna do big things, but I just can't seem to put it all together. I just wanna be seen. I'm jumping ship, I'm a diving. Middle of the ocean, swimming till I find it. I see an island, out ahead, filled with things that I've wanted since I was a kid. Swim to it.
All right. So, Allie, it's funny. I thought I was waiting for an email from you. And I'm like, how come she hasn't written me back? Not an email, a text to see which picture you wanted to use. And then I realized I never sent it. I was going to text you after this live because I just checked. I'm like, how come she hasn't answered me back? So, Allie, let me know what picture you want to use for the labels. Crystal, thank you so much. As you guys now see, we now have a super chat running tab. So anytime you do a super chat or a membership, it gets added to the ticker. And I just did the ones that I could think of over the last 2 days. And we're going to start every night. We're going to do a running ticker. So get your super chats and memberships in. So hope everyone is doing well. It is 10:36. What's up, Gina? What's up, Crystal? Allie? Where's Sly? I haven't seen Sly. Hey, Crystal. Some of you may know about this 911 call. Some of you may not. I did not know about it until today. How I didn't know about it, I don't know. Maybe because I wasn't really searching for 911 calls in 2016. But just wow. Hey, Jiggy. And I figure it is definitely a change from racism heaven, Seth Rogers, any of it. Oh, are you really, Crystal? Yeah, this one's pretty bad. Hey, timeout. So also make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. You can also, don't forget about Patreon with perplex.com. I'm sorry, I always say this wrong. Patreon.com/perplexqt. Okay. I'll wait till there's a little more people in here. Don't forget, order your candles, energycandles.com. And just in case you forgot where to go. All right. It's not BOGO special right now, but I had to. But I am going to do another BOGO special probably tomorrow because it really is a big hit and I like doing them. I like for my customers. All right. There was something else I was going to tell you guys. Oh, I took Karma to the vet this morning because Tinker had me paranoid. and doctor put him on some antibiotics, but said she's, really healthy. She's doing good. So she's just sleeping. She's laying next to me. So, all right, so let's get into this. Obviously, I'm not getting a lot of people in here tonight, so we're going to get started anyway. Hey, Rhonda. The first one I'm going to call is the edited version. When I say edited, I made a video. And then I'm going to get your thoughts, and then I'll play the whole thing through. So let me give you a little background. This happened in April 22nd of 2016 at around 11 a.m. Kid Rock came home and found that he found his assistant face down in an embankment on the property driveway. His assistant had crashed from being drunk and died in an ATV accident. So Kid Rock was the first one to find him. And like anybody, he's going to call 911. And this is what happened. And I'm going to get more into the story after you guys hear it, but I really wanted to focus on how horrific this 911 operator is. Oh my God. Oh, you have heard of Crystal? It's the worst. It's probably the worst 911 I've ever heard. No joke. All right, hold on. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about this. I didn't know about this, or I don't remember about this. I can't say I don't know. I probably just don't remember. All right.
What's the address of your emergency?
My assistant looks to be dead.
Okay.
From a Polaris accident.
Okay, I can. Your phone is breaking up really badly. Can you repeat the address?
3631 Night Drive.
Now, can anyone not hear what he just said? I think it was pretty fucking clear what he just said, but not to this 911 operator.
Okay, and is this a house
The gate code. That's all. At the gate.
And what is your phone calling from? Okay, your phone is breaking up. Can you go to? I know you're way out in the woods. It looks like from the thing, but I can't hear you. Can you repeat the phone number?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you better now. Yes.
Send the ambulance.
Okay, I have not yet because I don't know what's going on. What is your name, sir?
Send the ambulance now.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I don't know. There's a Polaris. My Polaris is off the driveway, and it looks to be my sister's dead.
Okay.
I'm going to play the whole thing through again, but can someone tell me how this 911 operator didn't dispatch an ambulance as soon as he said, I need a fucking ambulance? I hope she was fired. I really do.
Okay.
The body lay next to the front mud.
Okay, and I can't
take the last. I need a fucking ambulance,
sir. I'm going to send you an ambulance, but I'm having a hard time hearing you. Your phone is breaking up badly. I heard you say your Polaris is out.
What part of send the ambulance don't you fucking hear? Send the goddamn ambulance now,
sir. You yelling at me is not going to help the situation. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Okay?
Is she a fucking bill collector? You find your friend dead, your assistant, face down on your property. Head is bashed in. All like he's dead. You're not going to touch him. And this dumb bitch, I'm sorry, sir, don't yell at me like that. Oh my God. So now I'm going to play it again without interrupting.
What's the address of your emergency?
My assistant looks to be dead.
Okay.
From a Polaris accident.
Okay, I can. Your phone is breaking up really badly. Can you repeat the address?
3631 Night Drive.
Okay, and is this a house?
The gate code. That's all. At the gate.
And what is your phone calling from? Okay, your phone is breaking up. Can you go to? I know you're way out in the woods. It looks like from the thing, but I can't hear you. Can you repeat the phone number?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you better now. Yes.
Send the ambulance.
Okay, I have not yet because I don't know what's going on. What is your name, sir?
Send the ambulance now.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I don't know. There's a Polaris. My Polaris is off the driveway, and it looks to be my sister's dead.
Okay.
The body lay next to the front mud.
Okay, and I can't
take the last. I need a fucking ambulance,
sir. I'm going to send you an ambulance, but I'm having a hard time hearing you. Your phone is breaking up badly. I heard you say your Polaris is out the
What part of send the ambulance? Don't you fucking hear? Send the goddamn ambulance now,
sir. You yelling at me is not going to help the situation. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Okay?
That's very.
Is there any single reason she just couldn't send the ambulance and ask questions later? I don't get it. She's beyond frustrating. Beyond frustrating. I could not believe it when I heard it. I was like, wow. Just wow. So now I'm going to play the full call. It's about 5 minutes, and I think she lets up a little, but not too much. So hold on 1 second.
Come on, drop. This goes.
All right. Well. All right.
Monday, April 25, 2016, 11:32 and 27 seconds.
What is the exact emergency?
Need an ambulance.
What's
Need an ambulance.
What is the address?
Road. I think my assistant looks to be dead.
Okay.
From a Polaris accident.
Okay, I can. Your phone is breaking up really badly. Can you repeat the address? Okay, and is this a house apartment?
The gate code. At the gate.
And what is your phone calling from? Okay, your phone is breaking up. Can you go to? I know you're way out in the woods. It looks like from the thing, but I can't hear you. Can you repeat the phone number?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you better now. Yes.
In the ambulance.
Okay, I have not yet because I don't know what's going on. What is your name, sir?
Send the ambulance now.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I don't know. There's a Polaris. My Polaris is off the driveway, and it looks to be my sister's dead.
Okay.
The body lay next to the front mud.
Okay, and I can't
take the last. I need a fucking ambulance,
sir. I'm going to send you an ambulance, but I'm having a hard time hearing you. Your phone is breaking up badly. I heard you say your Polaris is out the
What part of send the ambulance? Don't you fucking hear? Send the goddamn ambulance now,
sir. You yelling at me is not going to help the situation. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Okay.
What's on? I'm sorry. We're just, I don't know what's going on. We're very upset and shocked. I don't
understand that, and I'm trying to help. Yeah, his phone is breaking up, and I can't understand what he's saying. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We don't know. We were going to drive to the airport, and we couldn't find his assistant.
Okay.
So we went to look for him.
Okay.
And I haven't looked because I can't look.
I understand.
But he appears to be dead. I don't know what happened. If he took it, I don't know what happened. Okay. I have no idea. Okay. But we woke up, and he wasn't in the house. So we came to look for him because it's just not like him to not be up early. He wasn't in his bedroom. So we came to look for him, and oh my God, can you just please send somebody?
Someone out.
I don't know what happened.
From what I understand, you guys found him in the driveway. Is that correct?
He's off to the side of the driveway, and we have one at like an ATV that we heard the engine running, and we didn't touch anything. It's still running. I haven't looked because I don't want to.
It looks like
but I think he's dead.
ATV.
Oh my God!
Does it look like he wrecked on the ATV?
I don't know what.
Okay. How old
Pardon?
is he? How old is he?
How old is Mike? He's 30. Oh my God. He's 30. Hey, look, I don't know. I don't want to look at him, but I think he's dead.
I understand. Does it look like he wrecked off the ATV?
I think that's what happened because it's in the trees and it's still running.
Okay.
We didn't touch anything.
I understand.
Oh my God.
Okay, listen to me, okay? We want to help him out if we can, okay? I just have a few more questions.
I don't think you can help him. Just please send somebody. Please.
I understand. Okay, hold on just a moment. And just to make sure, to clarify, is he awake?
He's not. I didn't look at him, but
is he breathing?
No.
Okay.
Is he Bob? No. I don't want to look.
What pisses me off, and Rhonda, that's what I was thinking. If he was alive, if there was any chance of saving him, this 911 operator completely blew it. She's already almost 4 minutes in and hasn't even sent help yet. 4 minutes. That's like crucial in trying to save someone's life. I'm dumbfounded. I mean, it sounds like he was gone regardless, but she didn't know that. She had no idea.
But I don't think he's alive. He's dead. Oh my God. Oh God.
Okay, I do have the call set up for the paramedics to be on the way and the police, okay?
And the police. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I do have a few instructions for you because I want to make sure that we can get help to him if possible, okay? Is there any way that you can go to him?
Bob, I don't want to look, but what do you want us to do? I don't want to touch anything because it's obviously,
Okay, I just want to make sure. I know you say he looks like he's deceased, but he may still be breathing.
Yeah.
If we can give him CPR, I want to do that, okay? So is there any way?
Bob, he's not breathing. He said his head's all smashed up.
His head is smashed
gone.
up? Okay.
He's not breathing. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked. I can only tell you what I'm being told.
I understand.
I do not want to look.
I understand completely.
Oh my God.
Hold on just a second, okay?
Okay.
All right. We do have them.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Should one of us meet at the gate? We have a gate.
If you can, go ahead and meet at the gate, okay? All right, and we do have them on the way. If anything changes or you get any further information, give us a call back, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
5 minutes for her to dispatch someone. 5 fucking minutes. Tell me that was not horrific. Forget who it was. Forget that, 8 years ago, he was a big time celebrity. Doesn't even matter. This 911 operator took 5 minutes to send out help. That is insane. This was Kid Rock's assistant. He was 30 years old. It seems that he got pretty drunk, took out the ATV, and there was a crash. No, he wasn't a child. He was 30. But I don't understand what she couldn't see, that she couldn't hear, because everything was pretty straightforward. Like, you heard everything that was being said. So his blood alcohol content was more than 0.20 at the time of his death. Legal limit to operate a vehicle in Tennessee is 0.08, and he was 0.20. And that was at the time he died. So he was pretty wasted. He suffered significant injuries to his head and neck from the wreck. And they said that based on collective findings, cause of death was blunt force trauma and The autopsy was provided by Davidson County's medical examiner, said that he was found down like a steep ravine off of Kid Rock's driveway, and that the accident severed his brain from his spinal cord in several different areas. I mean, so it's a pretty serious accident. Sasha graduated from Eastern Michigan University in 2008 with a business administration degree. He launched Buy Mitch Local, was an online business directory. He also worked at multimedia account executive at Michigan.com. And then he ran business operations for Detroit Free Press and business and Detroit News. They do believe that he died after he was partying with guests at a cookout on Kid Rock's property. It was in his Whites Creek estate. And sometime in the morning, he got on the ATV, apparently lost control of the vehicle, crashed on the way back to the house. And Kid Rock was devastated. They say that Kid Rock was really beyond devastated and that it changed him forever. I've never found somebody whose brains were kind of smashed all over the place. But I can imagine just the sheer sight can change someone forever. But Kid Rock went on to say that he was a member of the family, one of the greatest men that he's ever had the pleasure to work with. He was also very good friends. And basically just said that I know I speak for all of us in sharing my deepest condolences with his family. I can't imagine what they must feel. And that was it. And he was just devastated. He's still seems he's still devastated, but I can see why. I mean, I couldn't even imagine that. That would be crazy. So, how many of you guys knew that story? I don't know. I don't remember that. Maybe back then I was just so wrapped up in making a murderer. That's what I'm saying. Like from 9/11, the smell I will never forget. It's a smell that you just can't ever forget. And the sight of so much ash and soot in New York City is also something I'll never forget. But I didn't actually see anybody destroyed, you know? Thank you, Crystal. Crystal goes on the board again. Hold on. What did I just do? All right. Bear with me. If you guys want to get on the board, you know what you got to do. Oh. All right. Crystal on the board. The smell of New York City. During 9/11, following 9/11, the days following 9/11, the smell of burning steel, the smell of bodies, the smell of death took over New York City, even the 5 boroughs. Whether you were in Staten Island, whether you were in Queens, parts of Long Island, Manhattan, the smell of 911, you just can't forget. It is a smell like you have never experienced. And you can't even explain it. It's a smell that I hope I never, ever, ever smell again. And in my lifetime, I doubt I ever will. I'm sure I won't. But it's not something I ever want to smell again. Did seem like kind of.
Don't hit subscribe. I always try to tell them they do it every time. I tell them that's the problem, but they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
Just for you, Crystal. 'Cause you know what? Just for you, Crystal. 'Cause you know what? 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 'Cause He did seem like kind of disappeared for a while. I can imagine. I'm sure it was traumatic, especially it was on his property. I can only imagine how traumatic it was. So I have, what's up, baby? I have another story for you guys. No socks. That I think you guys are going to enjoy. And you're going to be like, why is Laura playing this? It's something I found when I was playing with the dogs before. Total opposite of this. It was about an atheist who died for 2.5 minutes. And she allegedly went to heaven. Or not, I'm sorry, she didn't go to heaven. She astral projected while she was dead. I have astral projected not being dead. So I don't know if she actually died. But I actually listened to the entire thing. What do you want? I actually listened to the entire thing, and it was interesting. So I kind of want to know what you guys think of it, especially ones that aren't agnostic, aren't atheists, ones that believe in God. Just tell me what you guys think. Bear with me. And now would be a good time to hit that thumbs up. Nope, no spare bucks. Oh. Did you guys watch Biden? Oh my. Here it is. All right.
It was yellow. The second one I looked up was red, but I didn't understand why a car was coming so fast. It was almost like they anticipated the light changing. We both hit each other at about 60 miles an hour. Immediately, I knew something was wrong with my body because I was slumped over to one side and I couldn't move. The closest thing I could say to a prayer was, God help me. Control is taken out of your hands in a moment like that. We spend so much of our time trying to control life. And in that moment, I knew it was over. What happened next, it was out of my control. I grew up in the country in East Texas, and
now let me just say, what got me interested in hearing this, why are you hugging me? What got me interested in this is my car accident was very similar. And I was like in half one seat and then half the other. And then someone came in my car and was holding my neck. And I asked them, can I have a cigarette? And they said, absolutely not. But I never saw them. They just were holding me until the ambulance came. And that's what she reminded me of. Like her story was very similar. So I just thought it was really interesting. And that's what got me interested in watching it and listening to it.
I had a very free, wonderful childhood in the sense that I spent a lot of time in nature. My best friend and I would ride horses. We'd get up at 6 in the morning. These were great times in the summer, and we would ride until it got too hot around noon. We'd swim in lakes. And so we lived this life that was very much grounded in nature. And that part of my life was fantastic. The painful part of childhood was my mom was mentally ill, and there was a lot of emotional abuse and some physical abuse. And so I was isolated as this only child. I kind of retreated into books and into studies, and I saw college as my way out. You know, that was my success route. There weren't any other routes. Like, that was it. So I wrote all these essays, and I got $20,000 worth of scholarships, just, won one essay competition after another. This was a big deal. And our mailbox, I grew up very poor, was like falling over practically. The house was in shambles. And I was like, God, is the mailbox even going to be dependable to get these checks? And so, I'd wait by the mailbox. These checks started arriving. And then I knew that somehow my life was going to change. And there was a lot that depended on and weighed on going to college. It meant a lot to me. I went to the University of Texas, and it's kind of a party school. So at first, my grades were really great, and then they started declining. And my senior year, I was depressed. I'd been through a bad breakup. I knew that my drinking and drug use was kind of off the charts in some ways, that it was really bad. I was like, I have to get my life together. And I was actually sort of having these panic attacks about mortality because I was agnostic at that time. I really did not think there was an afterlife. I studied English, so obviously I studied Walt Whitman and some spiritual writers, Emerson, Thoreau, and I thought about what they said, and that was the closest I could get to spiritual.
Marie, that was my first thought. I couldn't move, but I wanted a cigarette because I knew I was going to go to the hospital, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to smoke. So I was like, can I smoke a cigarette? Like, figure I would calm down. The guy behind me who was holding my neck in place was like, no, you can't smoke. This was 1995. So, I mean, you could smoke in a hospital then. So I don't know why I was thinking you couldn't, because I did smoke then. Times were definitely different.
I thought, well, maybe I'll just blend with the grass, or maybe we continue on in some metaphysical way. But for the most part, I thought my identity, the Trisha, my consciousness would not continue. And I would have these moments where I would think, wow, we just die. And then I'm going to not be here anymore. And this is all I have. And what am I doing with my life?
I just had this exact conversation with my niece, Leah, when she was here. Like, we literally discussed that the night before she left. And I was saying that, you only have one life to live, and you got to live it up. And what happens after you? And I was going through this whole thing with her. So when I heard this, I was like, oh my God, I just had this conversation.
And I'd really panic. And I went to see a therapist. Emotionally, I was still kind of dealing with some of the abuse in childhood. And this therapist suggested that I run, because that was something I loved in high school. I ran cross country. And so running was my symbol of, if I ran hard enough, if I ran fast enough, maybe I could outrun my demons, and maybe I could be super healthy and super strong. So I was running 9-10 miles a day, training for the Austin 10K. The night before I ran that race, I started having these nightmares, which I don't talk about too often because it seems like time is already out of sync, but I felt something coming for me. So I was really tired, and I skipped coffee, and I always need coffee. And as I blew through the first light, it was yellow. The second one I looked up was red, but I didn't understand why a car was coming so fast. It was almost like they anticipated the light changing and knew that it would change. And we both hit each other at about 60 miles an hour. Immediately, I knew something was wrong with my body because I was slumped over to one side, and I couldn't reach my driver's license and insurance forms, and I couldn't move, basically. And I knew something was terribly, terribly wrong. Eventually, a Good Samaritan stopped, and she was a nurse. She stayed with me, held my hand, and she was beautiful. I'll never forget the kindness of her. She helped me until the ambulance arrived and they put me on a board. The closest thing I could say to a prayer was, God help me. That moment, control is taken out of your hands in a moment like that. And we spend so much of our time trying to control life. And in that moment, I knew it was over. Everything depended on the surgeons. What happened next? It was out of my control for the most part. All I had was my voice as the one thing that might be able to help me along this way.
And you want to laugh? My thought was I had illegal Vicodins. I had Vicodins that I would bring into my husband, well, my soon-to-be husband at the time, because we were getting married 4 months after this. And I had them in a pill bottle that wasn't mine. And I was so afraid that the cops were going to arrest me. I was petrified. And I remember when I tried asking someone if I could call him, that was the only thing on my mind is they're going to find these 4 pills and I'm going to get arrested for it. That's all I kept thinking about, but I couldn't say anything. And I was like, where's my purse? Where's my purse? Can I please call my fiance? Can I please call my fiance? And they said, you can call him when we get to the hospital. Like they wouldn't let me do anything. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just knew I could not move. But that was the only thing that I was thinking about is, oh my God, Sean's waiting for these pills and I can't bring him these pills. So I could relate to so much of what she says.
I never thought about having health insurance. I was a college student who just thought, I'll get a good job out of college. I'm young, I'm healthy. That won't be a factor. So they took me to a downtown hospital. Because I had internal injuries, they did lots of CAT scans. They knew that my back was broken several places. I was in shock. I'd never known anyone to recover from back surgery. I didn't know if I'd walk. I was trying to get specifics from nurses. I was trying to get pain meds too, because it was painful. They refused. So they said, until a neurosurgeon signs off on this and says, we're taking you in with the risk, we cannot give you painkillers. So I was strapped down to a board for 17 hours before I went into surgery. So family members were coming and going. I was really kind of a mess, psychologically, screaming at people at different times, crying. Then eventually the self-pity really took over. A nurse said that a neurosurgeon was coming in to talk to me, and she came in and I looked at her and I said, I'm going to kill myself if I can't walk. So I need you to operate on me. And she said, okay, I will, but I've been on duty for 40 hours. So I have to go home and I have to take a nap and I must eat something. And then I'm coming right back here and I'm operating on you. And there was such relief because someone had passed. I'd overheard the conversation. There was a neurosurgeon who didn't want to come in because I didn't have health insurance. And I remember thinking, oh my God, I'm being thrown away. I'm trying so hard. And here I'm just nothing. I'm just, a body on this stretcher. All of that was the physical world. So my brain was totally in that moment of the physical. I was worried about classes. I was worried about walking. Really wasn't worried about death. Even when they wheeled me in and it said 17% chance of death, I didn't even stop to ask. I thought, well, that's a kind of a high chance, but I'll go with it because I want to walk. And so they wheeled me in and Dr. Flan was the doctor's name. And she squeezed my hand. And that's the last thing I remember until I popped out of my body. The minute I popped out, I was kind of in the corner of the room looking down at the surgeons and looking down at my body. And when you're outside of body, you don't see with normal eyes. You kind of see with this 360-degree vision, and you can zoom in on something or you can see behind you, but it's not that important. You're mainly looking at what you're looking at. But I remember the tops of the surgeons' heads, and I remember their hands, and I remember that there was a song on the radio. There was actually an Elvis song on the radio. It was the easy listening station. And so I was like, oh, I know this station. And so there was, a lot of awareness of the room itself and of the surgeons. And then I thought, oh, I'm alive. I live beyond this body. And I was so excited. I wanted to tell my agnostic friends in that moment. I was like, oh, I could explain this to them. They will understand. Consciousness definitely goes on. It was a much longer time period that it took to actually communicate with them. But I thought that moment was profound enough. Just looking at
Thank you, Joy. Joy gets on the ticker.
my body, looking at the surgeons, I was happy. I mean, there is no word that describes that happiness. It was relief and absolute peace that we go on. I mean, I was convinced in that first moment because my consciousness felt at ease. Like I always feel a little bit nervous in the body, and I think most people do, probably to some degree. There's some pain somewhere or some anxiety or something is going on. In that space, nothing. There was no pain. There was just peace. And my intelligence seemed greater outside of the body. And I even thought about that because these neurosurgeons had to be brilliant. You know, Dr. Flan had her assistant and he was beside her. And I remember looking at them, and then these light beings were behind them that were about 9 feet tall. I call them light beings. I called them angels in my book, you know, angels in the.
All right. See, here's my issue. Joy, thank you. Here's my issue with this. She's not dead yet. This is all astral projection, which I 100% know can happen and know is real. So when she talks about angels and stuff, I have a little hard time because she's not dead. But keep watching. I got to update the board.
The OR, because that makes sense to more people. But all I knew was that they were intelligent. They could communicate telepathically, and they were there to send healing through the neurosurgeons and into my body. And they assured me I'd walk, that I would run again even, and that everything would be fine. And then they almost said playfully, watch this. And when they said, watch this, they just shot all this energy and light through the neurosurgeons, and it lit up my entire spine. And I remember thinking, that's fantastic. I mean, the neurosurgeons have to know angels work through them. I'm going to ask them about this later. This is amazing. You know, they're so intelligent. They have to know that there's even a higher intelligence working with them. And, you know, that moment stood out in my mind, but then the monitor flatlined. And in that moment, I thought, oh, I'm technically dead. And I don't really want to watch. Do they have to flip me over? What are they going to do? How are they going to revive me? Years later, I found that I had internal bleeding and I was bleeding to death. And they started cauterizing veins and trying to stop the bleeding and giving me blood transfusions. And that's what brought me back. But I left. And when you're in spirit form, you can just move through walls. So I moved through the first wall and then a couple more walls. And I was watching my stepdad get a candy bar out of the machine. And this was my verifiable detail. To me, it didn't mean anything other than I thought he was a health nut. So the candy bar was funny to me. I was like, oh, he has a secret sugar addiction. I know it. And so I chuckled and kind of moved into this space above Austin, which was the night sky. And I floated there for a while, and the freedom felt great. I wasn't afraid. I just felt free and happy. Even though I was told I'd return to the body, I thought, well, I'm pretty far away now. Maybe I'm not. Maybe.
Now, here's the thing with astral projection. If you go too far away from your body, you won't come back. So that's where some of this story I find a little sketch, because she's talking about floating way far away from her body. She would have never been able to come back because she wouldn't have found her way back. So I don't know. It's like I believe some, and I believe some was actually a dream.
Maybe I'm going to stay here. And if I stayed here, would this be okay? And it was totally fine if I stayed there, to me, because outside of body, I felt as if I was supported by greater consciousness. Like the brain, Dr. Eben Alexander and others say the brain is a limiter of consciousness, that it limits what we experience and what we see. And outside of body, we see more. And so I just knew in those first few moments that, oh, that this experience does not compare to being in the body.
No, you're right. There's no rule book, but there kind of is. Astral projection is there's a lot to it. But one of the things that's consistent with it is that you cannot, if you know how to control it, which I don't, I never did. But if you know how to control it, you know that you can't go far from your body, or your soul cannot get back. Or I don't know if it's exactly your soul. They say it is, but I don't know for sure. But I have astral projected. I've done it multiple times when I was young, but I never controlled it. So I didn't know. I never really left my room or my apartment. So I'm not really sure the specifics of it, but I've done a lot of research on it, and they do say that you cannot go that far from your body.
One of my other initial thoughts was, oh, this is theater. So all that we're doing is we're acting and we're learning things and we're putting on these bodies, these costumes. It didn't feel real. Like that felt like the reality, kind of like Oz behind the curtain, or it was like, oh, now I understand. We just come here. And a lot of people talk about reincarnation. That makes total sense to me now. At that time, I didn't really think about it. I just was looking at the specifics of that life and realizing, this life that we go on. I also felt the energy of everyone I'd ever known and wanted to tell everyone basically, I love you, be better, be happy, enjoy your life. I mean, that's the message of the soul, is not anything negative. It's just, hey, go love your life. And the Hubble telescope images, there's a couple of them that I swear are very similar to what I saw. So the pink expanse of stars, light, I was floating somewhere I didn't recognize, but I knew I was in the stars.
Now, personally, this is where this gets sketchy to me. Until she said she was legally dead for like 2.5 minutes. But astral projection, you can't go this far out. Like, you just can't. You can't go to the stars with astral projection. If you could, that would be amazing, but you can't. You would never be able to find your body again. But you would get lost.
I also felt this greater intelligence coming toward me in the form of light. And almost like the telepathy from the angel's eyes, it came towards me and told me different messages, like love is all that matters. It's all that you take with you when you leave this place. Be like a little child. Remind them to go to nature. All of these seem like crystallized, simple messages, but there were about 5 or 6 messages like that. And they just were implanted deep within me. And I knew I would never forget them, that was just meant to be something I took back. Then I was shown a portion of my life, and I saw some of childhood where I played in nature, moments where I had faith, and these moments were good. Like the light seemed to say, hey, your faith was beautiful. Your love for animals was beautiful. Just remember the good and the good parts of life. And the things that were not good melted away, almost like, how shadow just falls away. It was almost like, well, that's not what I'm taking with me. Almost as if that message, love is all that we take with us. We don't hold on to the negative in this place of light. I saw the life review, some places where I could be better. And I was a little bit cliquish and judgmental. I was proud of myself for getting into UT, and I kind of looked down on people who didn't go to college. So at different jobs where I worked, I looked at people who work full-time as wait staff, and I wasn't rude to them, but I didn't give them room to get to know me. And I saw how kind they were, and I saw that they went home, this one couple, and they prayed about me. And I almost want to cry when I think about it, because they saw that I was this depressed person and they cared. And I didn't even give them the time of day because I didn't like what they wore. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. So in that moment, I thought I can do better. I can be a better person, that I'm not leaving room for the beauty of who people are. That was the main focus of how I was going to change, as if creator source wanted me to look at the beauty in people and their heart. It's almost like our soul knows how to be, but we forget in our culture, and we forget based on trying to feel special or trying to feel good about ourselves. As I finished that life review, I ended up in this place. It was full of greenery and beautiful grass. There was no death. Some people might call it heaven. To me, it looked like a consciousness that I was participating with, that my grandfather appeared and he wanted to recreate something from my childhood because he knew I liked riding the back of his pickup truck. My grandfather, he looked different. He looked young and handsome, and he glowed almost like the angels with this light. There was no death in him. I had seen him die. I was the last person he saw, and he had leukemia and was in his 70s and did not look the way he looked there. He was the only person who had a connection to me who had passed. And so we spent time together. And then at some point he said, "Do you want to continue on?" And even though I was in the back of this pickup truck driving very slowly through this beautiful green grass, I looked up and I knew what he meant, that there was more to this experience.
See, I don't believe, no, that's not the name of this. This is Texas girl something, or Texas college student dies, something like that. Yeah, it's on top. Texas student dies in accident, goes to heaven, discovers life after death. I'm not so sure that I think this part was a dream, because you don't die and go to, if there is a heaven, you don't go in physical form. Your physical body is gone. So that's why I do think this was a dream. But that's just a personal opinion.
And that God was on the other side of this. So I just shot out of the pickup truck, and I was this soul just flying towards God. I just felt great. I felt like every bit of insecurity floated away. I just felt so loved. I felt like this is the greatest place I've ever experienced. Why does anyone ever leave it? I want to get closer to this God source, this vibration, this unconditional love. I just felt safe and held in love. Then at some point, there was this energy wall that kind of stopped me, and I couldn't go any farther. And it vibrated through me and said, "Look down." And I looked down, and there was this river, and there were many people who were walking on it. Some were covered in shadows, some had light. And I saw that if they had light, they were connected to God. From that place, it just looked like fear or love, that there was only a choice between fear or love. And I thought, oh, that's simple. I just go back and tell some people not to fear things, and to love more. And I was like, okay, I can do that. But God was like, no, you're going to be a teacher and you're going to do that. I was like, well, I can't do that because that's not what I want to do. I want to make money. I grew up extremely poor. And so I had planned to go to law school at UT, and UT has a great law school. And I had friends who were in the law school, and I thought I'd travel, see Europe, do some fun things. And then eventually I'd already taken the LSAT, and I'd, prepared for law school. And I thought, just given my skill set with writing, I was like, okay, I can do this. I can be a lawyer. And the idea of teaching or nursing, those were like traditional careers for women. And I considered myself somewhat of a feminist. So I was like, I don't want to do something traditional and low paying. No, thank you. This is not for me. And so God was like, no, you're really going to be a teacher. And that was it. That's the last thing I heard in the presence of God. I joke that, I wanted to argue more, and there were thoughts that I was having, but it was as if God made me into this ball of energy, and I was thrown back through darkness towards my body. and ended up in the room where they give you ice chips and ask you to tell your name. And I still was holding on to that experience. My first thoughts, even coming out of anesthesia, where I just had one of those things they call near-death experiences because I'd read about it. And I was like, okay, I had one of those. And then my energy didn't feel fully in my body. I felt like I was a part of the room, and the nurse was asking me what my name was. And I literally didn't feel like me yet. I said, well, her name is Trisha. And she said, no, your name. And I was like, oh, my name. And then I felt a little sad, actually, to come back to the specificness of being me, because I don't know how to describe it, but you're one with everything, but you're also an individual in that space. And so to come back to the body holds trauma, the body holds memory, the body will die here, but in that space, you're eternal and you're free, and it's so beautiful. And so there was already a dislike of being in the body. I felt like I'd been in this beautiful, light-filled, expansive place, and it felt very limiting to come into the body. It felt as if I was being forced back into the body, that it wasn't a choice, because if I had my way, I would have stayed there. And so this was definitely not my choice. I was sent back and told I had a particular mission. And I'm happy for the mission now, but in that moment, I was not happy. I was in ICU and hooked up to machines for 3 days. As soon as I could move my arms and talk, my grandmother brought me a journal, and I wrote down everything that I remembered about the angels, because I was afraid I was getting morphine in the ER, and I was afraid this medicine might make the NDE go away. And I was like, I have to remember this. And so I jotted down descriptions of the angels, about how they were not like paintings I'd seen, that they were light beings, and they were so much larger and so much more intense, and tried to hang on to as much as I could. I was asking nurses, I'd grab their arms, do you believe in God? And they're like, yes, I believe in God. I go to church. I'm like, God is this big ball of light. And then they're like, okay, we've heard enough from you today. So I know people were having these reactions that were like, all right, you can stop talking now. And even my surgeon, I did ask her, I said, how long did I die? And she said, you died for about 2.5 minutes, and this is really early on, but you got several blood transfusions. You're going to be okay. And I wanted to ask her more about what I saw, and I could just see, and I could read energy. And that was not something I'd seen.
And that's the other thing I have a problem with. 2.5 minutes brain dead is a long time. There's no way you're coming back after 2.5 minutes. Perfectly fine. That's a long time.
Before, I couldn't necessarily read people's body language and imagery, but I saw her step back, and I saw her have this thought, do not keep talking about this. I do not want to have to deal with this. So I knew that she thought I was crazy if I kept talking about it. So I was like, darn.
See, but you know what's interesting with that spirit guide reveals? I am a very strong believer that light that everyone sees is a hospital light. Because when you're in an operating room, you got this bright light on you. And I've always said that I have a feeling that super bright light is your hospital light. Because everyone I know that died of an overdose and came back saw nothing but black. Anyone I know that saw the light and came back, I'm sorry, anyone I know that said they saw light if they came back, all were in a hospital bed. So I've always believed that bright light is your hospital light. Just saying. 4 minutes, it's critical. All right. I thought it was like 30 seconds.
Hard. I don't get to ask her. And that disappointed me, because I very much wanted to ask her if she knew that she was assisted by angels. But I was different from the beginning. I started seeing people differently, and I started seeing manipulation and insecurity and all kind of things in my family around me. And I wanted to help them, honestly. Like there were these moments I reached out to my mom and tried to tell her about my experience. And the only person in my family who was receptive was my grandmother. And she said to my mom at one point, let her talk. It's okay. This is interesting. This is her experience. She was tolerant. And my mother rolled her eyes and said, her? How could she possibly know anything about God? And I remember, oh, this is going to be harder to break through to her than I realized. And I kept trying, and there was a moment where we were finally alone and I was like, Mom, I died. And her first question was, did you see Jesus? And I said, well, no. And I could see her tense up that wasn't a good answer. And I said, but what I experienced was amazing. It's changed me. I do believe in God now. So this is a positive. Can we start there? I know that we go on. And I wanted to communicate to her that she was just as loved as I am. I said, look, you're wrong and I'm wrong, but we're both loved. Isn't that great? And I could see in her face that she was going, I'm not wrong. You're wrong. And so I was like, oh, this isn't meant to be a fight. This is meant to be good news that we're so much more loved than we can imagine. So slowly I started shutting down and realizing I couldn't just tell everyone this experience. A lot of indie ears have to be thrown right back into life. And I was lucky in that I had a long recovery, 9 months. So I was in a body cast and I stayed at my mom and stepdad's house and they would get me books from the library. So I was reading Carlos Castaneda, Marianne Williamson, Deepak Chopra, I was just delving into spiritual material. And I was very much in touch with the physical process of healing. It was amazing how 9 days in a hospital bed, I was in the best shape of my life, running 9 miles a day, about to run this race. I couldn't even stand on my toes after that, that the body was just so weak that every part of me felt like I was on fire. My whole spine felt like there was a poker that was just in it. And yet it got easier, week by week, and there was improvement. Eventually I could walk and it was the heat of summer. So I had to do this really early in the morning or really late at night. And early morning, there were lots of elderly people out who saw this odd girl with a body cast on. And they started asking me about my experience. And I got to know the neighbors and they were open. So I found that people who were dying or had a cancer scare, that they loved my story and they were my biggest fans on the street. And when I finally walked to the end of the street, they drank their coffee and clapped for me. They're like, you did it. And it was like I had this cheerleader group of older folks in my parents' neighborhood. So life was magical, even though it was painful. And there were lots of discoveries. I learned how to lucid dream and I participated with consciousness outside of my body. I was really in a beautiful state of kind of quicker integration because I had those 9 months to read and meditate and think. I was somewhat closed off before my near-death experience. The only way I opened up is if I had a few drinks or was hanging out with friends, listening to music. I didn't really offer a lot of myself. I wasn't this boundaryless, full of love person. In some ways, I kept myself a lot safer because I distrusted people. I had a lot of barriers. I guess because of my childhood, I kept strong boundaries with people. But after my near-death experience, I loved everyone. Like I walked down the street, I was concerned about everyone. I just saw the light in every single human being. I was overflowing with love. I had this telepathy where I understood what people were thinking and feeling. I loved animals. I was so happy that first year. I can't even describe it. Like the happiness and the freedom of being able to walk, of being able to explore this world and knowing that there is energy that comes from trees, that everything is conscious, that everything is beautiful. That just wasn't in my awareness. The only thing that was in my awareness before was me, just my thoughts, my head. And a lot of those thoughts weren't very good thoughts. And so that was another thing that I realized, all those negative thoughts that I had brought me down and I didn't necessarily have to think them. And that became a lifelong process of working with my own thinking and realizing what thoughts are my own, what thoughts are not, and how to live a happier life. I also went right back to school and got my teaching certification. So I went ahead and graduated and went and taught immediately. And the minute I was in the classroom, it was magical. Like, I thought, what do I do? What am I going to tell these students? So I just told them the truth. I was like, I don't want to be a teacher. I know you don't want to be here. I don't either. I was like, but I was told to come here, and here's my story. And they were, like mouths open, eyes wide. And they were like, I have a question, and there was just a lot of communication and a lot of connection from the beginning. I find that people love these stories. It makes them think about what comes next, or the magical elements of life, or it puts them in touch with their own soul journey. I watch.
And I agree with that 100%. Me, Miss Agnostic, was so taken by this story. I was like, I have to share this. My subs are going to think I'm absolutely fucking crazy, but I got to share this.
Watched how different students wanted to become psychologists, or they told me their goals because they trusted me on some level. And I was they were my first students, and this was the first class. And there was so much magic, so much hilarity, so much silliness. It was truly fun, but also life-changing. It's so easy on the other side. There's just love and there's just fear. But over here, sometimes people attack you because of fear. Sometimes people are manipulative because of fear, that they don't have enough or they need something from you. And it is devastating, to people. But that fear, I see really as just a block to the light of God. So that can be depression, that can be anything that blocks you from God. And I think nature is a way for many people to heal. I think that's a way that many people could overcome a lot of things, is isolation, time in nature, thinking about your life, rethinking what you want to do, how you want to do it differently, and reconnecting with some sort of light. Any moment your soul wakes up on this journey and goes, I'm doing something good, I have a dream, I have a gift, or I have something to share or something to help people with. Anytime you wake up and you're connected to something greater than yourself, then you're winning. And I think we can all win, at different times in our lives. And maybe there's struggles, but we can still get to a point where we're giving to society, or we're really enjoying life, where we have a lot of joy in our life. And we know that to the best of our ability, we're giving love to the world. I mean, I know we all get frustrated in traffic and technology and all kind of things. I'm not immune to it. I certainly have moments in life where I'm terribly frustrated, but shifting back into, okay, how do I enjoy this more? How do I remember that my energy affects other people, and how do I not affect them in negative ways? And I hope that on a quantum level and on this oneness level, that more and more people are waking up to our connectedness. Because if we realize that we're all connected and that we're all one, we wouldn't want anyone to suffer, that we would really make suffering in society the main focus. How do we ease suffering? How do we ease suffering in children's life and the elderly and people without insurance and people, who can't find a job, people who are disabled? How do we just across the board help people live better lives? I think a lot of near-death experiences are pointing towards, hey, there's a greater love on the other side that can help us live better lives. Let's do it.
So, if nothing, I'm going to do it right now. If nothing else, there were a lot of lessons to learn from that and a lot of things for that. And here's the link to the full video. It is from a channel called Jesus Gospel. I don't know why it came up in my algorithm. But the name of the story is Texas Student Dies in Accident, Goes to Heaven, Discovers Life After Death. It was posted 3 weeks ago. But I really thought it was there were just a lot of lessons that you can learn from it. I think a lot of things she said a lot of us can relate to in one way or another. What I do find interesting, though, in all my studies about the afterlife and life after death and astral projection, nobody ever sees Jesus. Nobody. Nobody ever talks about seeing Jesus. It's always an angel, love, God, the light. But nobody has ever seen Jesus. Just keep that in mind for all you Jesus people. Just saying. But you can find a ton of these stories on the internet, like a ton. That one happened to catch me. I don't know why. I think it was the way she said it. I like the way she presented it. I thought was really good. But I mean, just looking, there's so many of these stories. But most of them I just kind of like skip through, like, yeah, whatever. But that one hit me. Probably because I can relate to so much of the story. You don't see them until you pass, but even people that are passed, you never hear them say they saw Jesus. Oh, did she write a book? Oh, that's what I was gonna look. Someone asked me a name. How'd you find out the name? Her name's not even on here. See how good my sleuths are? No one has seen Jesus or no one has seen God. Neither. Either or. Nobody has seen either one. Did you guys hear about this? Hold on. Long Crime posted about 7 hours ago. Mom of two viciously strangled in Vegas hotel by man who claimed she overdosed, but there was nothing in her system. There were no drugs in her system. Man called 911, claimed a woman suffered from an OD at the Palms Casino Resort. When police arrived, paramedics rushed her to the emergency room and determined she had no substances in her blood. Doctors suspected Garcia had been a victim of battery and strangulation. The mother of two is declared brain dead and passed away 1 week after the assault. Detectives soon uncovered whose name was on the room Garcia came out of. Army veteran Jason Kendall. Did you guys hear about that? I don't know. I haven't heard of that yet. I'm usually pretty good on long crime stories. I like them. So, trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, if you guys want to discuss it, I mean, I'll drop a link. If anybody wants to come up and discuss near-death experience, astral projection, any of it, before I get off. Like I said, it was just something that I felt like I kind of wanted to discuss with you guys because it's not something I normally discuss. Shelley Duvall died today. No. Hey, Debbie. No. Welcome, Health. Yeah, she definitely will be missed. Sorry, my dog is eating, one of my dogs is eating a water bottle. Karma's having fun eating a water bottle. I was a huge fan too. Angels in the OR, what Diane taught me about healing survival. Trisha, oh, it is Trisha Barker. Someone asked if that was her. Someone asked me earlier if that was her. I said, I had no idea. Do you know what grade she teaches? Because that was the other question people had. It was what grade she taught. Next Level Soul podcast. I have a fair amount of people who say they met God in some form. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I buy all the stories. Most of the stories I hear, I don't really believe. Yeah, because I believe it was older kids too, because she talked about like, you know, they were going to be a psychologist and they were going to be this. So I think it was like high school. Hey guys, last night, remember I reported the story about the miracle baby? NBC reported it 7 hours ago. So we were like ahead of NBC. And talking about the energy is what I'm interested in. Oh, I hear you. I could talk about that stuff all day. See, Crystal said to me, don't talk about this one, that one. Fuck drama. Go back to true crime. Go back to cool stuff. So I come up with something totally different and she thinks I bang my head. I can't win. Where's Sly? Sly, where you at, girl? Trying to think if there's anything else. Hey, Mindy. Short period of my life where I was astral projecting and having sleep paralysis. It was spirituals going on. See, I told you guys, I went through a astral projecting. I thought it was because of drugs. I really did. I thought I was going through it because of drugs. I was like, I've done too many drugs in my life, in my short life at that time, because I was only like 16, 17. I've done too many drugs and now I'm scarred for life. I'm never gonna stop doing this. And it did stop when I had that one dream, which I don't ever believe was a dream. Huh. Oh no, I was doing drugs. I was doing lots of drugs. But I never had sleep paralysis. I think I did once, but I was high as a kite. I was afraid to move, but I was paranoid. Totally different type of thing. Let's see. Astral projection. Let's see what we can find. But it's interesting though, because I've never been able to astral project since. No matter how hard I try, I can't do it. But like I said, I never controlled it. And for those of you that don't know what it's like, You know, like when you're drunk, this is what I used to feel like, and I remember it. You know, imagine being drunk and you lay down and the room is like spinning and you feel like you're falling, but you're not moving. That's what going into astral projection feels like. That's what it always felt like. Like I was drunk and I was spinning, but I wasn't spinning and I wasn't moving. But I was always so scared because as soon as I hit the pillow, I knew it was happening because I could feel it happen. And then I remember seeing, like, looking down on me. But again, I never really left my room. But they do say that there's ways to do it. Like, if you're putting yourself in a hypnosis type state. But like I said, I never did it naturally. Like I never had control over it. So I don't know how I did it or why it happened. Let's see what this says. All right, this channel's called Manifest Yourself. Let's see what he says. Oh, did you see? I never heard anything. But again, it was so long ago. I don't remember. But I do remember the feeling.
Hi. Today, I'm going to do a quick little video on how to astral project. Now, I've been astral projecting pretty much my whole life, and I just assumed that everyone was able to do it. But as I read through comments on YouTube or anywhere across the internet, I realized that a lot of people have a hard time doing this. And something that has come so easily to me, I was trying to think, what is it that I do in order to astral project?
I wasn't on mushrooms, no, but I did do a lot of hallucinogenics before the age of 16. So, like I said earlier, I just kind of assumed that it was drugs that was causing me to astral project and didn't really think much of it.
And I tested out my little theory, if you want to call it, yesterday, and it worked. Of course it worked. It always works. So I'll make this video as short as possible so that you can do this tonight, or at least work on doing it tonight. Don't be upset if you can't do it your first night. So the best time to astral project, a lot of people think right when you go to bed is the best time to astral project. And I have done this many, many, many countless times. But for me personally, the best time is when you're about to take a nap. And I don't mean like a 20 to 30 minute nap. I guess you could. You see, I take long naps. I usually take like an hour, 30-minute naps. Since they're a little longer, I'm able to astral project and actually have more time to get into the mindset for this. So what you want to do is you want to, the reason why you're doing it during nap time, anyway, I am a child. So nap time is because you want to be pretty conscious. And I don't mean like the car is like, your brain consciousness, where you want to still be, if that makes sense. You don't want to be asleep. And I mean, you can lucid, you're tired. And then is because it's right back in your body. For me, whenever I am astral projecting, I will give the command ready to project astrally. Lay down for my nap. I say, hey, I'm ready to astral project. And as I'm falling asleep, I remain thinking. So instead of just relaxing and not thinking of any,
Although I don't believe his tone is real, what he's saying is true because he's right about this.
thoughts or start to something positive, of course, you can think about, have manifest about anything your heart desires. And the reason why you want to keep thinking is because this keeps your conscious mind, if you want to call it, awake. It keeps you active instead of you falling into this like sleep. So you want to stay thinking, whatever it is, just keep thinking, keep thinking. And as you're falling asleep, you're going to notice that it's going to get harder and harder to think. And this is how you know that you're getting closer and closer to your body falling asleep. So that's a little telltale sign. Keep thinking. And for me, what happens is when I astral project, I will be astral projecting and I won't even realize that I'm doing it at first. It's kind of like become aware. What I like to do is I like to look at my hands. I did this yesterday as well, where I look at my hands and I realize that they're like, not like ghostly white, but like spirit, like a bluish. So I did it yesterday rather. And as I was going through, and this is why I didn't to around. I get a little freaked out, and as soon as I did, I flip back. I get sucked back in my body. It kind of makes it this bang like that you need to relax. As soon as you freak out, as soon as you say, like I'm not feeling this. Sometimes my face, man, I can't breathe. Like I need to make sure my body if you can do it on your back or something in somewhere. For me, it works.
All right, his video is kind of annoying because I don't totally believe it. I know, but what he's saying, some of it is what he's saying is true, but I don't know. I'll drop the link if you guys want it, but I don't know. What he's saying, it's not as simple as that. You have to know how to truly meditate in order to control it. And you also have to exactly not freak out. Yeah, I dropped the video. I want to see what else is on his channel. I'm sure he's got a lot of videos of how to meditate. I wouldn't doubt that. He's got almost 1,000 videos. Can you just show me who you are before I add you? Hello? All right, I can't add you without saying who you are. Because I've never seen your name. I don't have one. They dropped down. I just wouldn't add someone without seeing who they were. Especially someone I don't know. Stupid, I'm not. Even someone I know, they still have to show me who they are. Ah. Yo, my hair is taking forever to grow back. Forever. I bought 2 new wigs today, though. One of them is purple, one of them is pink, but they gotta get cut. The pink one's gotta get cut. It's too long. There was something else I was gonna tell you guys, and I forgot. I don't remember. I don't remember. Oh, I'm tired. It's 12 o'clock. Damn, these late night lives are killing me. I used to get premonitions. I don't really get much anymore. You see shadows? I would freak out if I saw shadows. Let me tell you though, my next door neighbors got evicted. Not my next door neighbor, my friend's next door neighbor. And I went there today and the house was open. So I went in there. It was so creepy and dark. I was like, whoa. And I told her, I was like, Joe, it's creepy in there. I was like, it's clean, but it's creepy. I said, I took 1 foot in, 1 step in, and I was like, yeah, no. I was like, it would had like such a dark feeling. I don't know why. I said, wow, this is weird. I said, it's like middle of the day. It's beautiful out. Totally creepy. But I hear there's an auction for the house on the 8th. But creepy is creepy, creepy. I was like, whoa. And I never really felt that in a house in a long time. But I didn't even want to walk through the house. Like I literally walked in one room. I was like, oh, hell no. This house is fucking dark. Maybe that's why he got foreclosed. I don't know, but it was weird. I should take you guys there. Look down on my right. There was a basement window with iron bars. Well, that's interesting. Deja vu is weird, Amber. I agree. It's very weird. They never found them, did they? They never found the West Boys. Right? They're still missing? But the parents are in jail. Nobody, but the parents are still in jail, right? The parents aren't in jail? Oh shit, look who's in the news. Uh Hold on. Hold on. Doesn't the Son of Sam law apply to across the world? How is Jodi Arias making money on her artwork? I thought that's Son of Sam law covers that. Check it out. Oh, I know, Tanya. I made Brittany play it today. I was like, Brittany, play this video. Play this video. From Wendy V. Yeah, I saw that. I'll play it at the end of my live. So Jodi Arias is selling her artwork online and making bank. Serving a life sentence in Arizona, murdering her on-off boyfriend in 2008. Wow, was that long ago? That doesn't have stopped her from selling her artwork online for thousands of dollars. The convicted murderer turned 44 works with her family to maintain a website and Instagram page of her work. While the website claims that she's not currently accepting commissions, Arias acknowledged on Instagram that she recently painted a cow after someone I really couldn't turn down asked me to paint one for her office. But I don't understand. The Son of Sam law should cover that. No, I did not see that, Tanya. No, that one I didn't see. Hold on, bear with me. Thank you, Amber. Amber goes on the board. Hang on, we gotta add Amber. Woo woo. Amber's on the super chat board. All right, Tanya, hold on. All right. Oh my God. She's selling pictures for $2,500. Prints of her work range from 28 to 39. She sells a set of collectible postcards for $34.95. I mean, she's not bad. I'm not going to say she's bad. She's not. This picture was listed for $2,500. Whoa. All right. Hang on. Hold on.
Yo, don't hit subscribe. I always try to tell them we can do it every time. I tell them it's a problem, but they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
Tanya, you're beautiful. Oh. All right. Posted 1 hour ago. No, you really are, Tanya. Looking at it from where I'm sitting, I can't see like full pictures. Hey, Jeanette. So when I went to your page and I saw it, I was like, oh my God, she's beautiful. You're really 49. I thought you were younger. All right.
Retro means bad things. She just annoys me. I think Retro is mentally stunned. Sorry.
Well, don't hold
I think her.
Don't hold Jessica.
Yeah, don't mind if I don't.
James, I knew you were going to do that. Damn it, James.
Well, don't say anything about chromosomes either, for fuck's sake. You can't say anything.
Jessica, James.
All
Now,
right.
look, we were all getting along so well. Damn it.
Look, I'm just saying she may need a helmet. That's all.
James,
I'm just saying she may not need Windex.
Jessica. Shame on you both.
Are we like little kids that she's reprimanding?
Absolutely. You both should be fucking ashamed of yourselves.
I don't think that Retro means bad things. She just annoys me. I think Retro is mentally stunted. Sorry.
Well, don't hold
I
back.
think her.
Don't hold back, Jessica.
Yeah, don't mind if I don't.
James, I knew you were going to do that. Damn it. James?
Well, don't say anything about chromosomes either, for fuck's sake. You can't say anything.
Jessica, James.
All
Now,
right.
look, we were all getting along so well. Damn it.
Look, I'm just saying she may need a helmet. That's all.
James.
I'm just saying she may not need Windex.
Jessica. Shame on you both.
Are we like little kids that she's reprimanding?
Absolutely. You both should be fucking ashamed of yourselves.
I don't.
But keep promoting her, people. Yep. Keep doing it. Keep saying how she's changed. It's funny, though, to see her with like it on panel. My biggest issue with her is how much she lies. Like, no joke. That is my biggest issue. She just lies so much. And thinks people don't realize it. Well, did you guys see what Wendy V posted? See, like Brittany said, she didn't even know who Wendy V was, which a lot of you guys don't. She really is a pathological liar. There's no joke. Like I even said something to her like about living at home with a parent. I don't live at home. Yes, you do. Like stupid little things. She just lie. And then she's like, oh, well, me and Laura had a fallout when I called Laura out. Bitch, you never called me out. I fucking called you out in your own chat and you got pissed. I mean, just like so many little lies. And then the cancer, just everything. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Just own your shit. But did you see the Wendy V stuff today? That was fucking classic. I was like, go Wendy. But I don't see anyone making videos about it. I don't see anyone live about it. Yeah, she never shows proof, ever. It's crazy. And let me tell you, ignorance and stupidity is not justification for saying and doing certain things. Sorry. Lack of education doesn't change that. Selective outrage at its finest. Meanwhile, Clue had like 900 people in her live. I had zero desire to ever listen to Clue until all this outrage. I'm like, let's see what she's about. But I didn't last very long. I lasted like 10 seconds. She just not my cup of tea. Hate a week? Shit. I'm going on like 5 years. I'm sure DeLorean has tons of stuff, though. Tons. I just get bored with her. She might be. Oh, Drama Divide. Did she go live? Someone said she was going live. I think Save Robbie said it. That Drama Divides was going to do an expose or something tonight, but I didn't even know Drama Divides was still around till recently. What is... Hang on. Here we go. Hey, here's something you haven't seen anywhere else. Check it out. Jodi Arias's website. That's right. Art by Jodi Arias. For $34, you can get Jodi Arias' work of art. She's actually pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Because you don't get many tools in jail. Hand scam, that reminds me of like a hand scam reminds me of like, you know, a hand job. You get 11 by 14 print from Jodi Arias. I bet y'all want one. She's pretty good though. You can't deny her. She's pretty damn good. All right, you guys, we're going to turn off Jodi Arias' artwork to watch Chronicles video. She is good, though. I may order one. Kidding. All right, I don't know what a hand scam is, but we're going to find out. Yeah, Jodi Arias' artwork. It is hers. That's what I'm saying. It is hers.
Welcome to the Clue Crew. What is up? Good morning. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing good. Actually, I hope you're doing amazing. As if. So let me tell y'all about my day yesterday. Some of y'all already know. Some of you don't. I'm going to show you.
Come on. Me and Crystal can't be the only ones that look at her and see Jonesen's older sister. Her and Jonesin have like the same mannerisms, I understand Joneson isn't a racist. This is not an insult to Joneson at all. Because 2 weeks ago, she would have found it as a compliment. But she looks like Joneson's older sister. Forget, that everyone hates her now. Take that out of the equation. They have like the same mannerisms and everything. I didn't say she's like Joneson. I said she looks like Joneson. Her and Joneson share a lot of traits. Not personality, totally different. But 2-3 weeks ago, that would have been a compliment.
Evidence, pictures, bring you some respect.
Good gracious.
Oh, fuck. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to Betty blast y'all. So, yesterday, literally right after, no bullshit, right after I got off this live, I always have to pee because I sit here for like 3 hours and I just hold my bladder, right? So, immediately, fiance's like, you need to call Truth and tell him blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay. So I'm over at the whatchamacallit, the dresser over there, and I'm calling him, and I walk out into the house, and I'm like, he does that stupid crap where you gotta announce you're calling like it's a fucking doorbell instead of a damn phone. I don't know, but you gotta say your name and shit. So it rings and he finally answers. And like about the time he answers, I get to the kitchen, and y'all know our dog is pregnant, which by the way, since I have started this live, I'm pretty sure she has actively just gone into labor. So anyway, like I know, and I was talking about how gracefully I fall, which I even fell gracefully yesterday. On God, I didn't break my phone, but my finger and hand, however, is a different story. So I'm walking in to go to the bathroom, and of course, this pregnant ass dog has pissed right by the trash can, which we have a big metal trash can for the kitchen. I have to walk by it, and I don't look down at the ground when I'm walking. You know what I mean? So I like got to the damn puddle of pee, and Truth is on the phone. No lie, he heard the whole thing. Like, he's such an asshole too. He had no give a fuck about nothing. He was like, what was that? He was like, my hand was hurting so bad. And I have the highest pain tolerance. I didn't even cry yesterday. Okay. And when you see my x-rays, you're going to be like, how in the actual fuck? So today, I don't try to make people think you didn't fall off the crane. This is what I'm working with. Okay. Can't type, can't do my mouth with my right hand. Like everything has gone to shit. And they tell me yesterday, they're like, so you got an appointment on Wednesday and you're going to get a cast. And I'm like, I just opened my gosh darn pool. And the lady is like, I mean, she said you can go in and leave your arm on the side, put a trash bag on it. And I'm like, lady, you realize my tan is going to be uneven, right? Like, I'm pissed. They're like, So to do this without pulling, and I mean, but fiance and baby Clue, they're both like, because they could hear it. Oh, I broke that in 2 places, and I dislocated my knuckle. So the ring finger went the wrong way, backwards, and it touched the back of my hand, and then I fell on that. So it was freaking ridiculous. This is my left hand. Okay, so this is regular hand. This is after she reset it, right? And then you can see there's a break right there. I don't know where the other one is, but that's the one. I think there might be 2 right there, 1 and 2. So that's my regular hand after she reset it. But this is how I went the fuck in that place. Look at my knuckle, y'all. Like that shit was bent like sideways and shit. It was terrible. I knew I heard it though. I'm trying to see if I can see. Yeah, so here's the 2 breaks down here. 1, see that one right there? And 2. Like I fucked my hand up, dude. It was bad. Yeah, and this is the other view of that knuckle when it was sit sideways. Oh, no shit.
All right. I'm intrigued because I want to know how Chronicles knows she's lying. So far, everything she's saying sounds legit. So I'm curious.
Oh, I can work this mouse with my. I didn't know that you could hit this button, the right button, to move it. Oh, we good. We are Gucci. So yeah.
Yeah,
that was that. Immediately after getting off the live, I go in there and bust my ass. Poor fiance hadn't even come out there yet. But I guess he heard the heater. Oh, wait, it doesn't work like that. Okay. He heard the heater and I guess when he came out there, he saw my big ass laying on the ground. And I had to do my.
Carrie, I figured that. I'm just saying, like, I'm intrigued. But at first, I'm like, all right, this is boring as hell. But now I'm intrigued because now I want to know how she's full of shit.
Makeup today with my left hand. That does not work. Oh, here I am. All my imperfections right in front of the camera for you. So let me tell you about our morning. Okay. Y'all, I saw somebody say I tripped over the dog. I didn't. I assure you, no dogs were harmed in the injury of my hand. Okay. None at all. Didn't trip over the dog. As y'all know, our female Shih Tzu has been pregnant. Oh, and Southern Gal, thank you very much for the super chat.
Oh, yeah. She said.
Clue, hope your hand is hurting. No, well, it's not hurting too bad, but I will say this. Thank you guys. Like I say, I'm not too bad without makeup. So, you know what I mean? Not one of those things that you take home and you wake up going, what the hell did I just sleep with? It kind of looks the same. But anyway, so y'all know our dog has been pregnant, the female, obviously. I don't know why I have to clarify that, but it's 2024. Who knows? So she's been pregnant. Well, she hasn't been able to hold her bladder. Okay. So that was fun. Or off the kitchen. So I'm on the damn phone, of course, because God knows it's in my right hand and I go down and I got in 2 places at the bottom of my hand, dislocated my knuckle. They reset that at the hospital. And I also cracked the joint under my knuckle. So we go this morning to the doctor. They told me right, they would allow it to swell. So we get there this morning. We pay $45 for a copay. Get there and we're sitting there and this dude comes in and he's like, so she's in a meeting right now. And I'm like, what? Is this like an emergency meeting? Was it scheduled and you still scheduled my appointment? Like, what are we doing here? So I had to wait for the damn doctor and then the bitch never came in. Swear to God, we waited for hours. So she's not comfortable doing this surgery. So we're going to send you to another hand surgeon. And she said she hurt her finger, the exact same finger, cleaning her carpets. So apparently I have to have surgery on my hand. They did not take me out of this uncomfortable ass contraption. I'm so aggravated. I'm trying to be like, woosah, it's okay, but I'm not a person who doesn't like to be able to do what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Okay, that is true though. They wouldn't take it out of the temporary cast. They absolutely wouldn't. They would leave it in there until she had surgery. But they're waiting for the swelling to go down.
Like poor fiancés.
Did Chronicles just wipe me? She just wipe it? She did. She just swiped me. All right, you guys got to give me the punchline. Since Chronicles shut my ass down. Yeah, I can't find it. I can't see it. Can't believe she shut me down. Ho? No video for you. Can't believe she did that to me. No, yeah, Chronicles shut me down. The video is unavailable. See, y'all get me in trouble. I don't know why she took it down though. She doesn't care. I mean, she likes views, but I don't even think she's monetized. So what's the punchline to this video? After this, Clue was on without anything on a broken hand. Yeah, but Dayton would gladly not have a cast either. Had a splint on the wrong hand. Aha. Oh yeah, you're right. How do you forget what hand to put a splint on? That's pretty funny. I don't know. She seemed legit. Shouldn't have said everyone hates. I didn't say everyone hates Chronicles. I never said that. Oh, you know what? You're right, Tinker. I didn't think of that. Maybe someone struck her channel. Ooh, good point. It took a thumbs up. Hold on. All right. I mean, that's not like her though. Like I really don't see her doing that to me. But hey, you never know. Something could have changed. Janae, you're on a rampage. No, I like Chronicles of Shady. I do. Yeah, B Tim doesn't like Chronicles. Poor Sebastian Rogers, though. He's like lost. He's lost in all this crossfire. My comment got a heart from Chronicles of the Shady. Oh, that was from earlier. Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me, woman? It could have been a strike. That sucks. I wanted to see the end. Dang it. Now I don't get to see the end. You know what I love about Chronicles, though? I'll show you what I love about Chronicles. We don't have a lot of the same friends. Like some of my haters, she has 459 videos, and I don't think any of them, I don't even think there's a single one about me. That's why I like her. She's like the only clip channel that has ever left me the fuck out of all the drama. And I'm talking even going back to a year ago. She never put me in a clip channel. And that's awesome. I appreciate that. That's why I like her. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm in a single one. How could I not like her? I love her for that. Because that is a rarity. I know, right? I just jinxed it. Now I'm just going to make videos about me. Nah, I'm not even relevant enough to make videos about anymore. That's why the ones that still do, I laugh my ass off. I'm just in like my own little circle. My own little clique. Yo, I've lost a lot of subs this month. I think I'm down like 50 something subs. 58. Oh no, 51. I guess I gained a few back. Down 51 subs in 28 days. Like, dang. But I actually think a lot of those are like shorts falling off. I got to do more shorts. That's what brings your subs up. At least that's what brought my subs up. I got to do more doggy shorts. 50 is, it's a lot. It's a lot for me. I got to do merch too. I got to finish the merch. No, I do. I think a lot of it is shorts. When I do shorts, I usually get a ton of views, a ton of subs. But you have to keep it up like all the time, and I don't. I've been totally slacking on shorts. New subs to buy candles. Yes, I'm actually going to run a deal with Brittany and Justin. I'm going to send them some freebies and have them promote. I was supposed to do it Justin years ago through Molly. That's how long ago I owed him candles. Merch, I've heard that before. I keep what I'm telling you, I really need to just do them. I haven't really come up with a design that I like, though. That's why I haven't done them. It's such a weak number a lot. Well, yeah, if you compare it to, 22,000, I agree. But I want it to go upwards, not downwards. You know? But I haven't sold a single candle through the web through YouTube. That's not good. I don't know why. Well, then again, they wouldn't know because it goes right to the website. So they wouldn't know that. So I don't know how the algorithm picks that up. But today is Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, and you know what Friday means? Perfect time to start a sale. Actually, I have to add the paint can candles on. For some reason, I didn't add those yet. I don't know why. Starting using short frequently. I said this for starting using short frequently. Huh? Short videos are great. I was going to do the 911 call in a short video, but I couldn't make it short enough. I was editing for like an hour. Hey, True Texan. If you put a clickable link inside the video to go to, that's what I'm saying. It goes right to the website. So I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I got to get, oh, I agree, Jeanette. I got to get, serious about marketing. I started to, and then I got all flabbergasted with a million life things. Then the puppy, then my niece and nephew. Then trying to help someone with, see something, say something. Hey, True Texan, do you know Clue is Creek Squad? Creek Squad. I agree, Jeanette. They also like dog videos. You'd be surprised how many like dog videos. I'm going to make Karma channel. Karma going to have her own channel. Poor Buka is getting so jealous. But he's getting jealous over stupid things. Like, he thinks I'm taking Karma for a walk when she's going to the doctor. He thinks I'm giving her chicken when I'm actually putting antibiotics in it. Like little things that he's not realizing. See, there you go. Carrie enjoys shorts with the dogs. There's no reason I shouldn't do it because they're very easy to do. And Karma is just hysterical. Him and her and Winston together are freaking hysterical. I have to put him in his crate. I have to put her in a crate at night just so Winston doesn't try to sleep with her. Winston is crazy. If Karma's sitting there, Winston's trying to hump her. He's bad. Bad. I'm like, you crazy dog. So, all right, I'm getting off though. I don't even know where the dogs are. I think they're outside. But I'm going to get off. It is 12. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Holy shit. Holy crap. All right. I will see you beautiful people tomorrow. Be prepared for a candle sale. We're going to do one this weekend. And like I said, I'm going to get more set into marketing. I'm probably going to do more on the candle channel too, because we got to make some changes. Because it's just that time to start making changes. I lost 7 pounds today at the doctor. So that's a good thing. So, all right. I will see you beautiful people tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's stream. I know it was a little all over the place, but I'll see you beautiful people tomorrow. And thank you guys for the super chats. The board is going to be a new thing where all super chats and memberships will be acknowledged on the board. So even if you don't, even candle sales, I may even add candle sales on there. We'll see. Oh, I didn't go to the doctor for that. I went to the doctor for my my refills, my sanity pills. But no, I mean, I feel a lot better. I just had a cold. I was pretty run down. I was nonstop for like 2 weeks straight. And my body is just getting old. Like, I can't handle it. You know, I can't handle staying up till 5 o'clock in the morning, getting 2 hours sleep, driving to Ohio to pick up a fucking puppy that's, you know, going 24/7. So I just got to realize I'm 53 and my body's taking a toll and I'm going to get sick if I don't slow the fuck down. So that's where we're at. But I'll see you beautiful people later. Make sure you spread the word. energycandles.com for the best candles on this side of the universe or that side of the universe, doesn't matter. And the best air fresheners, long lasting scents. And that's it. All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. Peace.